Hello, everyone. Welcome um, to day 3 of the 7-day book challenge. It's a challenge where we try to write a project from start to finish in 7 days. My name is Skye. I'm a fantasy author who typically. I forgot to mute it. Sorry about that. I guess I'm thrown off today. Anyways, my name is Skye. I'm a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance under the name SD Hegyes. And apparently the YouTube stream is working, so we're good to go there. Anyways, um, we are here to do some productivity sprints, get some work done, whether that's chores, writing, whatever it is you're working on, let me know in the comments. I am working on a short story. It is number 4 in a short story series, following 7 sisters as they find romance with supernatural creatures. I'm actually almost done with story 4. I think I have about, let's see, I'm almost at 10,000 words now, so I have about 2,000 words left roughly. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to write the epilogue or if I'm going to write the next story before I write the epilogue, only because of the fact that the epilogue follows the character from the next story. And because that's one of the other ones that I am just like, I don't know exactly where the story is going to go yet. I don't know if writing the epilogue is going to be a good idea because I'm probably going to have to rewrite it completely anyways. So that's a real possibility. But I will finish that story either way on this stream. And then I will hop into story 5. I've got to do some research on story 5 because I made a video asking for some ideas several months ago. And I don't know if I put the ideas that were given to me in my notes for that story. So I might have to go digging for the video and see. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Let me know in the comments what you guys are working on, whether you're writing, editing, or doing something else entirely. Let's see. Going to look at the comments. No, Laura was here first saying hi. Hey, Skye. Did you know you're super awesome, amazing? Thank you, Laura. You are awesome. Laura invited me to join her stream for the Storyteller's Hearth, and I'm super excited about that. That's going to be on the 28th, I think. I'll have to double check stuff and add it to my planner. I think it's next weekend. Beth is also here. Hello. Laura's saying, I'm here. Andrea's here. Good afternoon, Andrea. It is not quite afternoon for me yet, but that's okay. Natasha is here. Hello. I'm back after 7 years of putting writing on the shelf. Oh, that's awesome. Congrats. Super happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Laura's going to see what word count is for Tiny Shivers 2 so far, then write, edit a short story. Nice. I have an interview this afternoon. It's the follow-up at Chuck's. Congratulations, Laura! I got back from an interview a little bit ago, and I was pretty much told I probably have the job. I'm just literally waiting for a call back with like final confirmation. But the person interviewing me was like straight up. She was like, "You've probably got the job. Don't worry." I'm like, "That's cool because I kind of need one. Kind of need one." So that's awesome. I'm super excited for you, Laura, and hopefully you get it. I'm crossing all my fingers. I would cross my toes, but I'm wearing boots, so it's a little difficult. So, and I really can't cross my toes unless I physically force them to cross. I know, I'm weird. Thank you. March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 p.m. for me. So that's awesome. What is the 28th? That's the part I needed to look up. I agreed to it without actually looking at the date. Okay, it's next Saturday. We're good. Okay. Oh, okay. So if it's at 8 p.m. and you're going for 3 hours, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that's fine. I will have to reschedule my stream for next week. But on my stream next week, I was just gonna be gaming anyways, so it's fine. It's all good. We're cool. We're good. For some reason, I thought the 28th was Sunday, but that's okay. We're good. Let's see. Beth says I need to add some scenes to Project Sage. Might be able to finish this up today. You've got this. Laura also has an interview at a hotel next Wednesday. Awesome. And Beth said, yay for a job. Not confirmed yet, but hopefully, yes. Tamara says, woot woot, I knew you'd rock it. Thank you, Tamara, and welcome. Hello, hello. Natasha says, I also just came from another stream where I wrote 2 chapters by hand. Oh, I love writing by hand. I don't do it as often as I used to. But I do still love writing by hand. I still got a couple of notebooks of stories that need to be transferred to the computer because they were all handwritten. And yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to switch to voice dictation for those, and that's fine when I get there. Okay, Laura said it's a high-end hotel, so that would be awesome. Ooh, what job position, out of curiosity? I applied for at this one, I applied the only 2 that there was 3 open, and the one I can't do because my family share 1 vehicle. If we had a second vehicle, awesome, would have been able to. And there's always a possibility that I can do it in the future, like so that's cool. But the 2 I did apply to were, kitchen at the hotel and, housekeeping. The interview was technically for housekeeping. Laundry is also supposed to be opening up a position in the next couple of weeks. They said that they were gonna be starting that soon. So, that's also a possibility. And a lot of their housekeepers jump in and help in with laundry anyways, so maybe that's why that one hasn't opened yet. But there's a possibility I'll get either one of those, and that's probably why I will be waiting to hear back, is they're going to figure out which one they wanna put me in. Ow. My interview was technically for the housekeeping position, but I was already told that there was a possibility they could put me in either, so, yeah, Laura, which positions are you applying for? I'm not gonna lie, the one I wanted, I applied to and never heard back, and that was, I applied to last year, back when I first started applying to various different jobs when I was gonna try to switch before quitting, and, that was, like, front end desk person. That's the job I really wanted. The person who got it is cool, I know who they are, and they've been doing awesome at the job, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous because I would still be on night shift if I had gotten it. I'm just like, "Dang it, that's the one I wanted." Uh, Andrea says, "I fell down a rabbit hole of how to write a short story yesterday, and I feel like I'm back at square one. So no worries, today may be more brainstorming than writing." That's fine. Brainstorming is okay. I'm not gonna lie, um if I finish this short story in, like, the 1st or 2nd sprint, I'm gonna use the last couple sprints to do some brainstorming on a completely different story that's outside the series and may never get written. Like, the brainstorming might be as far as it gets because yeah, reasons. But Laura says, "I don't remember something customer service." Okay, fair enough. That might be the front desk. I don't remember what the actual job title is, but it does sound like I do think it had customer service in the title, so and then the one I could have applied to because I do qualify for it, I just don't have a vehicle to make sure I can actively do it, is the assistant manager in training, or manager in training, I think it was called, because they have to travel from to the different hotels in the region. I qualify for the job as far as, like, my resume goes, but without a secondary vehicle and the ability to drive to multiple different locations, I there was no point in me applying. She did ask though, she was like she when she was doing the interview, she was like, "Is this something you'd be willing to do?" I was like, "If I had a second vehicle, yes. At this moment in time, no." Laura says, "Apparently I applied to like 3 different positions, including front desk, customer service agent, and server." Okay, customer service agent is different, and I don't remember what they do. But with it being a higher end hotel, they might have different things than what this hotel does because this one is a smaller hotel kind of thing. So, yeah. Good luck, Laura. You've got this at both your interviews. The one for Chick-fil-A, the second one at Chick-fil-A, and the hotel one. You got this. You got this. Okay. The only other news that I need to say is that I do have to jump off here at 3 p.m. because I have the vehicle since I did the interview and then came home. So I do need to leave at 3 p.m. exactly to go pick up everyone in town. So I'm gonna run through the rest of these comments real quick, and then we're gonna hop into this first sprint. Laura says it's hiring fair for 6 hours on Wednesday. They sent me the invite with no specification for which job. Okay, that's fair. Good luck either way. You've got this. All right. With that being said, we're going to start our first sprint. If you are new to my channel, I like to do 30-minute sprints. That's been a more recent thing. I used to do 25 minutes. I've switched it to 30 minutes. We are going to do as many sprints as we can since I do have a time crunch. But In between, we'll chit chat. I will read all the comments. I do like to go through all the comments before I not start the next sprint. And the other thing I like to do is during the sprint, I like to put up writing prompts for anyone who wants to write but doesn't really know what they want to write about, and maybe they will inspire you. So yeah, you don't have to use them if you don't want to. But I think that's it. Okay. Laura says this one is a luxury chain. They're Omni. There was one down the street from my Toronto apartment. Oh, nice. And Natasha says I was in your streams like 7 years ago, but you probably don't remember me. I don't recognize your name or your profile picture, though to be fair, it's really hard for me to see the profile pictures unless I go to someone's channel because it's really tiny images on the screen. But that's fine. I do not remember you, but that's fine. Thank you. Welcome back. Facebook, why do you keep messaging me? It's because it's my family group chain and they're talking about weather. Apparently, they got hit with a bad winter storm. So they're chatting and sending pictures of the snow that's coming down, asking me if it's as bad here, which is not, thank God. We're in the like 50s and 60s today. But that being said, let's go ahead and start a sprint. Here is our first prompt for the day. You don't have to use it. And it says, an elf with a hidden talent for reliving others' memories. Oh my goodness, phone. An elf with hidden talent for reliving others' memories keeps records in a journal that's stolen from them. That is our first prompt for anyone who wants to use it. Again, you don't have to. We're going to do 30 minutes starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let us know how you did, what you did in the comments. I wrote words. Hold on. 526 words is what I did during that first sprint. Let me put that in my tracker that's not open. Let me put that in my tracker that's not open. Trackers. Tracker. I had the tracker open earlier this morning. The problem is my computer I went to the bathroom and I came back and my computer had done a restart as it updated. So now I'm having to open everything again and I forgot to open the tracker. So 526, okay, got that in. So that's our first sprint of the day. We got some pretty good words in and I had one chapter left and I started writing it and I was like, I don't like this for the last chapter because the last chapter has been like jumping ahead a little bit in time for the past couple of books. And I wanted to keep that same thing going. And the way I was starting to write it was like right after the events stuff going on, like literally just from a different POV. So I went back, added the things that I was originally doing this chapter to the previous chapter. And yeah, now I can move forward. I know exactly where the story is going, so it's not a problem. I'll be able to finish it. But let's see what you guys did. Sorry. I needed a drink. Blah. Okay. Eva has joined us. Hello, Eva. Laura said hello to Eva. Natasha asked, anyone else have the thesaurus window open? Funny story. I do not usually keep it open, but I do every once in a while if I get stuck and I'm like, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. Google that word and synonyms. And it alternates between doing thesaurus.com and wordhippo.com. So I actually had to do that during this sprint because I was like, there's a word and I can't think of. The closest word I can think of is this word. And so I Googled that word to get the synonyms. And I was like, there's the word. That's the one I was trying to go for. And she replies, yes, as well. Eva says, honestly, the best moments are when a tiny baby purring cat jumps onto your lap and lays so perfectly and comfortably and just looks at you with love. Oh, that's so adorable. Yeah, I can do no other things. That is so cute, Eva. Stephanie has joined us. Hello, good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Tasha says something on Instagram just called me out big time and brought me back to reality. In a good way or a bad way? Curious. Laura says, I got the rest of my tax refund. I can sign up for classes. Nice. Congrats. What kind of classes are you doing? Out of curiosity. Eva says, yay, Laura. Our refund is negative monies. I am so sorry. That sucks. We got our refund and it's been put into our move. Actually, no, that's what paid for repairs on the truck just recently. So, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It was supposed to go towards moving, and some of it will still go towards moving, but most of it went towards fixing the truck. Oh well. Stephanie also says, congrats. Natasha says, I did research on something for my romance book. Congrats. I shared a resource yesterday. Let me see if I can go find the link. For anyone who needs like story beats and stuff, there was a site we found yesterday during the stream that has the different types of story beats and stuff. Is this the right thing? Maybe, hopefully. I'm using a different keyboard and I don't remember what the keys are. Narrative structures. There we go. Yeah, I did do the right keystrokes. Okay, there we go. So maybe that will help you too. Beth is here. Hello. I don't remember if you were here before. I feel like you were here. I remember saying hi to you. My days are starting to blend together. That's the only problem with doing this daily. I'm like, was this person here before this sprint? Did I say hi to them? I don't remember. Got a few scenes updated, added 213 words, and deleted 380. Nice. Congrats. Eva says, I wrote a mission statement. Oh, hold on. Let me pause the timer. I wasn't paying attention. Pause, kitty. We're not done. Eva says, I wrote a mission statement and got the layout of this agreement set up. Nice. Mission, policies, expectations, values, the sections of the agreement. Ooh, I like that. Stephanie got 324 were new words in chapter 7. I was starting to mix those two together. I was about to say 327 in chapter 4. I'm just mixing up your numbers, Stephanie. I'm sorry. Andrea just jotted down notes, what I would like to read and stuff. Congrats. Negative monies is sad monies. Exactly, Laura. Eva says the guy was on short term for a chunk of time, and then we were already owing from prior years, so it wasn't unexpected. But yeah, bleh. I think we owe about 3K between state and Fed. Oof, that's a lot. Laura says looking for my passport. That's one of the things I have to get too. I have to get my birth certificate and my passport and my license and my real ID. Can they come up with a different name for that other than real ID? Because it makes it sound like your driver's license is not a real ID, when literally the only difference is this little star icon on it. Stupid in my opinion. Whatever. Eva makes note to get a job. I'm working on that too. Don't worry. Natasha says, I have to go now. Sadly, the BF is home. Have to make dinner. Thank you for joining us, Natasha. I'm glad you were able to join us for a little bit and at least get some work done. And I hope to see you again in the future. Welcome back to writing after 7 years. Eva says, yeah, I don't have a passport or real ID yet. Be cooler if they named it fake ID, but like FKID. That would be hilarious. And Stephanie says, I don't have a passport or a real ID either. We call it the star ID. I love that, Andrea. Oh, man. Yeah, I've got to get all the identifications. I have none of them. I'm a failure at society. It's fine. I'm working on it, and as soon as I have this job, that's one of the first things I'm taking care of. Especially since, like, the plan is still, as long as we can financially make it viable, the plan is still for us to move in July and August, and I can't drive a U-Haul truck without a license, so kind of need to get that going. So, yeah. Eva says, oh, we should call it the Sun ID then. At least it isn't XID. It's excited. Oh man, there's so many jokes you can make about that. Oh, but yeah, I think the real ID and the fact, if it was different, like if it was viably different than the driver's license, I don't think it would bother me so much, because seriously, if you don't get a driver's license, you can get a state ID. But now if you and like not only can you get, like, you can get both a state ID and a driver's license, but now if you're going to do a state ID, it's actually almost better to get the real ID, because it's so, all three are the same thing. The state ID is just your identification. Driver's license says you can drive vehicles, and literally the real ID has that star on it that allows you to fly commercially or privately. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know if that you need that to fly privately or not. Probably, but I'm not certain. Eva says, I really hope you can move in July and August. I'm hoping so too, but it is not looking so good. And that's okay. Get someone else to drive it. Search hitchhiker on Marketplace. Wait, ready for it. I love that. It's like, I get you from point A to point B if you can drive a vehicle for us. That is funny. You need birth certificate for it that you can get from the same government who needs to have it to give you a real ID. I know, right? Oh my gosh. Beth says, I was lucky. Here in Utah, they already asked for all of that info that they added to make it a real ID, so they just sent me a new license with the star once it was required. Oh, nice. That is awesome, Beth. Yeah, I think it was in May that they passed the new law. I don't even know. Regulation law. I don't even know what it was. That says you can't fly without a real ID now. So I'm like, it's a good thing I don't like planes because I can't fly anyways. Oops. But that's the next thing we got to do. We got to get Justin's real ID so that we're covered, because at this point they keep changing all the laws, and I bet the next thing they're going to say is you need both driver's license or state ID and real ID in order to vote or something. Whatever. They're going to make stupid shit up because that's what they've been doing. Anyways, moving on. Hi, JC. Welcome. We're going to start another sprint. You're just in time for sprint number 2. Nixie is patiently waiting for us to get started on the next sprint. She was actually jumping the gun because I wasn't paying attention. That's the nice thing about usually using 2 monitors, is that I can have the timer up on the same screen as all the chat stuff, so I can keep an eye on it. And now I'm on itty bitty little monitor, so gotta actually pay attention, and I wasn't. Oops. So here we go. We're gonna do this I almost said third sprint. We're gonna do the second sprint for 30 minutes. Jeez, croaky. Because we are trying to get as many sprints in before I have to leave at 3. So here's our next prompt for anyone who wants to use it. Again, you do not have to. And it says, there's 2 kinds of fairies to watch out for. The tooth fairy, a benevolent sprite who takes teeth in exchange for coins, and their sibling, the bone fairy, that purposely breaks bones for fun. That is our writing prompt. You can use it if you want to, but you don't have to. And we are going to start this next sprint in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let us know what you did, how you did in the comments. I actually had to just fix my word count stuff because it was off for some reason. I couldn't figure out why. But I got it done. I fixed it. And I ended up writing 371 words. I do have a question. So it's been a long time since I've stood next to a car. And because I have a truck and it's bigger than I am. So for those of you who have cars and drive cars, where it I know I could look over the roof of my car, but I don't remember like where it actually sat on me. So question for everyone in the comments, if you drive a car and you're standing on a flat surface next to your car, where does the roof of the car stand in comparison to you? Out of curiosity. Because I'm trying to use that as a size comparison to this hellhound. And I kind of need to know what that is on a person. And I cannot, life for me, remember. I'm sitting here going, how tall did I make this hellhound? I'm like, is this feasible? Do I need to correct this? I don't know. We'll see. So, okay, let's go ahead and go look at the comments and see how everyone was doing. Everyone's saying hi to everyone. Eva said their best friend is a toothless snake, talking about the fairies in the prompt. I'm here for that. Blue has popped in. Hello, hello, welcome. Andy is here. Hello. So is Cat Paw. Everyone's saying hi. Lovely to have everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Beth said, finished all of the scenes I wanted to change. Now doing a quick read through to see if there is anything I want to add before declaring this draft done. Yeah. Okay. Beth says, I drive a fairly large SUV, so I'm not much help. Yeah, see, like, I have no idea. I don't remember. It's been too long. I do have a car, but it's sitting on kind of an incline, so I can't get an accurate reading on it. And I can't, like, move it to a flatter surface either, because part of the reason it's where it's at is because it needs a new engine. So it's not going anywhere until we tow it somewhere. So, yeah. I legit just can't remember. And everyone, most of the people I know that have vehicles around here that I could talk to and ask have either, sorry, I needed to stretch, have either trucks or SUVs. So, like, I have no idea. None. So I'm just curious about other people and what they have and know and do. So I don't know, mystery. I might just have to go stand in front of a bunch of vehicles and start testing theories. And if someone asks, I'll be like, I'm measuring your car. It's first story. And just weird people out. That sounds like fun. I'm just gonna have a day where I go weird people out by standing next to their cars and be like, I am just trying to measure height so I can figure out how tall a hellhound is. Because in my head, I've got the hellhound being as tall as a car, like he can see over the roof of a car, and I'm like, is that feasible? I don't know. Beth says, my daughter has a Malibu. I could go stand next to it if you want. Feel free if you want to. Cat Paw says, I used to be able to lean on the roof of my car with my elbows, but it was a sporty thing. I'm 5'5". Okay, fair. Andrew says, I have a sedan. I think my shoulders are above the top. I think. I love how now we're all questioning. We're like, what? I know, it's the most random thing. I am so sorry, everyone. Why is my phone buzzing now? Oh, goodness. Oh, high school stuff. Yay. But anyways. Oh, okay, 7th grade stuff. Cool. We're good. Whoops. I pressed play when I meant to press pause. Oh well, it's okay. But yeah, that's what I'll probably be doing on the next sprint, is going to searching up heights of cars for no random reason. Like, it really doesn't make a difference. I'm just using it as a reference point kind of thing. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Let me pause that. Oh, Andrea says I'm running outside right now. Thank you, Andrea. Tamara is back. Hello, welcome back. Lunch and meds have been taken. Meds are important. If you haven't taken your meds yet today and you need to, feel free to do so. Here's your friendly reminder. And Cat Paw needed that reminder. Apparently, meds. Be right back. Good job, Cat Paw. Go take your meds. We want everyone happy and healthy. Drink your water, save your work, take your meds, eat some food. We're here for all of that stuff. Oh, goodness. Tamara, you made it back in time for the discussion. I'm trying to figure out how tall a hellhound is. I almost said werewolf. There's been lots of comparisons to werewolves in this story. But I'm trying to figure out how tall this hellhound is. And in my head, I have mentioned that he stands and he can put his like head on top the roof of a car. And I'm like, is that even feasible? Because apparently can't remember how tall a car is. It's been too long since I've stood next to a car because I have a truck and it's bigger than me. Like it has one of those running boards that you step onto to get into the truck. And even then, I'm still like hopping to get up into the truck. And I'm not short by any stretch of the imagination. I am 5'7". So like, I cannot remember how tall a car is. Oh man. All right. But with that said, we're probably gonna start the next sprint soon. How tall is my character? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how tall this hellhound is. I don't have a height for the character herself yet, and I'm just using that as a comparison because the first time she sees him, he's standing next to a car. So, hi Dana, welcome. So yeah, I'm just having a moment where I'm like questioning everything I wrote in this story, and it's fine. It happens every once in a while. It's fun. Andrew says I was right. I'm 5'6" and my roof is at my shoulders. Interesting. Okay. Dana says Elijah is 6'5" and the roof of my car is below his shoulders. Huh. Yeah, when I stand next to my truck's like the roof of the truck is up here. Tamara says if you follow with I'm a rider, they'll nod and walk away. I'm gonna have to take reference photos. I'm gonna hand my phone to Justin and be like, hey Justin, I need you to take pictures of me standing next to a car. He's gonna be like, do I even want to know? No, you don't. Just do it. Make sure no plates are in the pictures. Dana says I'm 5'9" and my head is above the roof. Nice. All right. Now that I've amused everyone and made them figure out how tall they are compared to their vehicles, I am so sorry. You only thought that was the discussion you were going to have today. Let's do another sprint, everyone. I'm sorry. It's not really that amusing, but it is amusing because I'm like questioning my life. I have a big dog. Ogre is huge. He is easily the biggest dog I've ever had. He's the first dog I've ever had that can easily put his head on top the table. And I was thinking to myself, do I need to make the hellhound his size or do I want them bigger? I have another series where the werewolves in their wolf form are as big as SUVs, like straight up. They are huge and they are meant to be huge. They are big, giant dogs. You cannot mistake a werewolf for a wolf by any stretch of the imagination in that world. This is a different world. And and hellhounds are a different creature altogether. So in my mind, I'm like, I know in some lore, hellhounds are literally just dogs. They're the same size. What kind of dog couldn't tell you. There's a creator I watch on TikTok every once in a while that does videos with her dog, and I think her dog's actual name is Cinder. I don't know what kind of dog it is, but they're like it's a back and forth exchange of the hellhound talking to her and greets her with mortal, and she goes hellhound and greeting as well, and then they have a back and forth conversation. I don't remember who the content creator is off the top of my head, But I've thoroughly enjoyed those, and again, because she's using her dog, hellhounds are dog-sized. And I'm trying to figure out in this story, do I want hellhounds to be dog-sized, or do I want them to be like my werewolves in the other world where they're bigger? So that's the debate I'm having and what I'm trying to figure out. It's unimportant. It really is unimportant in the um concept of this story. It really doesn't matter what size the dog is. It does not play a part other than that's not a dog kind of thing. But there's other things that point out to the fact that it's not a dog. I mean, it looks like coals that have been on or yeah, charcoal that's been on the grill for a while. Like his fur is like a smoky grayish black, the kind when your coals are almost heated to the temperature you want in order to start cooking on the grill, and he's got red eyes. Like it's very obvious it's not a dog. So the height is not important. I'm just playing around with different concepts to see what I like and what I want kind of thing in this particular world because we're going to see more supernatural creatures including possibly hellhounds. So I'm just playing with ideas and trying to figure out what I want, but I don't know what I want. And the first time I described this animal, I was like, he's tall enough to put his head over the roof of the car and basically go like, I hear you, but I don't see you, kind of thing. And I'm like, does that make sense though? That's a big dog. So yeah, on that note, we're gonna do a sprint. Let's do this. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, if you're new, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the chaos. We're going to do our third sprint, and here is our prompt for anyone who wants to write but doesn't know what they want to write about. And it says, a stranger came to town and demanded the couch potato give up the gloves they'd found in their couch, a pair of wizard's gloves. So that is our prompt for anyone who wants to use it. Again, you do not have to. And we are going to start this sprint in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I did some research on hellhounds and lore and myth for hellhounds, and I found out that in the Percy Jackson universe, in Riordan's works, there are different sizes to hellhounds. They can be at regular sized dogs. They can also be the size of rhinos, and what was the other one it mentioned? Rhinos was one of the animals. Oh god, now I can't remember. Um Whoa, that's not what I want. Grizzly bear, that was the other one. So they could be the size of a grizzly bear or rhino, but they could be as big as garbage trucks. That's a big dog. I'm just saying. And then D&D lore says that hellhounds are roughly around 4.5 feet tall. So that is closer to the size of a car. Either way, they are big animals. And so there was two things I wanted to do. Was I wanted to find different dog breeds that were uh, similar, but the biggest dog breed is the Great Dane. And I didn't want something that looked like a Great Dane. I wanted them to look more like a German Shepherd. So I was just researching a bunch of different breeds that look like German Shepherds and stuff like that. The other thing I was doing is basically I spent most of that time researching various things. And I even went to the point where I grabbed a tape measure because I remembered there was one out here that I could use, and I measured my table to see how big it was, so I could kind of get a idea of how big ogre is. The other thing I realized is that dogs and wolves are measured kind of like horses are. They're measured to their shoulders, or in horse terms, their withers, which means that there's like neck and head that they don't account for when they talk about size. And one of the reasons I was trying to figure out size was I was trying to figure out if this hellhound could put his head on top of a car and look around easily, or if he would struggle. So I still don't have a definitive answer. It's basically I just need to figure it out kind of thing. So we'll see. All right. In the meantime, let me go ahead and go look at the comments, see what everyone else was saying. Beth said, okay, car measured. I'm about the same height as you, Skye, and the roof of my daughter's Chevy Malibu is right at the top of my chest, like where the scoop neckline is on my shirt. Okay, interesting. Good to know. I have a Toyota Corolla, but as I mentioned, it's on an incline, so I can't easily measure it without it being inaccurate. Gwenna has appeared and booped the like button. Hello, or at least I'm assuming she's at least saying boop. So hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. I read about one section of math homework. Nice. JC greeted Gwenna. Beth said I ate lunch. Eva said I walked my earthhound. And Gwenna said I resisted throwing my computer through the window. Win. Nice. We like that. I don't want to be throwing computers through windows, and I don't think anyone else really does either. So Laura enrolled in a course, waitlisted on a second, and have student ID now. Congrats, Laura. That's awesome. Gwenna said, honestly, I would be so interested in a story that portrays hellhounds as chihuahuas. Oh my god, yes! That would be hilarious. I do have it mentioned. I did actually get some writing done. How many words did I actually write? Because I do need to update my tracker with that. I did end up writing 292 words. So let me add that to my tracker real quick. Thank you for mentioning that, Gwenna. Let me see, plus 292. I don't think my word count is accurate. 10,885. Okay, it is. We're good. Cool. I did something right. Look at me go. But that would be interesting. Not for this particular universe, because I'm writing about people who fall in love with supernatural creatures, and she's gonna fall in love with a hellhound. So I don't like it for this story idea, but I do think that would be hilarious. And I do have them mention the fact that she's asking more questions about hellhounds in general. And he mentions that hellhounds are from all over, so they're all different nationalities, and they are all take the dog form of whatever animal whatever dog breed is native to that area. So like if you've got someone who is native to, in his case, he is from Mexico. I wanted to choose a dog breed that was native to Mexico, so I could have chosen Chihuahua actually. So that is hilarious. Do-do-do-do. Gwyneth says, Laura, so proud of you. And to JC, I adore you, friend. Aw, look at all the love. I love it. Laura said, I only need 4 classes to get my certificate. That will help me get into my master's program to become a librarian. Oh, awesome. Go, Laura. And Gwyneth says, sister, hello to Eva. And Cat Paw said, Chihuahuas are hellhounds. Gwyneth replied, I mean, I've always said that Chihuahuas are demons, so yeah, that makes sense. And Laura says, hey, Skye, did you know you are seasoned with the sauce of awesomeness? Well, thank you. Cat Paw says, all you have to do is make everyone else in the story smaller, right? Yeah, sure, they'll all be shorter. Gwyneth says, demons the size of a Starbucks grande latte cup. That would make a hellhound chihuahua very scary indeed. Eva says, hello to Gwyneth, bows down and touches nose to ground. Guys, I'm stuck. And then Gwyneth's like, here, let me help you up. I love it. Oh, man. My computer is mad at me because I don't have it plugged in and it wants to charge. It is at 39%. I wonder how long before it's warning me that it needs to charge, which is really funny because when I brought it out here, it was at 100%. So I don't know what's going on. I think we're on to something, folks, Gwyneth says. Yeah. Dang it, Gwyneth, now I've got story ideas where hellhounds are nothing but pets for demons. And they're the size of chihuahuas. And they are chihuahuas in the mortal realm. I did not need another story idea. Thank you, Gwyneth. Thank you. Oh, man. Lainey has joined us. Hello, hello. I just woke up, so it's time for coffee and words. Congratulations. Let's see. And Gwyneth, I missed the comment from Gwyneth, says, you can't stay so close to the ground. The hellhounds will get you. At least standing, they can only nip your ankles. Eva says, throws jar of peanut butter. Bought us a few moments. Demon contracts are ratified by biting the ankle of the signer. From Laura. Gwyneth says, be free, my plot bunnies, be free. I gotta add that to the story plot now, because now I want to write this. That would be hilarious. Gwyneth says, now that's canon. Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for all the demon dog plot bunnies. Oh my god, what have I done? I did not need another story idea. I've already got to finish brainstorming 2 others I had the other day. I don't need more. I'm just going to be writing short stories for the rest of my life. That's what it comes down to. I'm going to spend the rest of my life writing short stories. My goal is to be write 1 a week. Oh. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Really appreciate it. Cat Paw says, do it. All I can hear, whenever someone says do it, the only thing I imagine, there's 2 different memes that I imagine. The first is the one of Shia LaBeouf going, just do it, with the flames erupting behind him. And then the other one is the one of Kermit the Frog with Sith Kermit going, do it. Eva says that was already 2, the writing stories for life. Yeah, that's very true. But I would like to eventually get back to novels, and I feel like the rest of my life is going to be nothing but short stories. Gwyneth says, a warlock character that accidentally gets their powers because a chihuahua bit their ankle, and now they have to find their patron hellhound chihuahua before the powers grow out of control. Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to copy like a bunch of the comments and just paste them into my notes for this story idea. Gwyneth says, you're welcome, Skye. Thank you. Or says hellhounds mark their territory often. They get into wars when they congregate and are too excited, so they hope they are now nomads. Oh my goodness. Gwyneth says, I love your brains. Brains. Jess, are you good? Okay. I guess she is. Eva says, love it, Gwenna. I do too. I do too. I'm gonna have to just copy notes, copy all the comments to notes. All right. I have made it to the end of the comments that I can see so far. And I want to go like copy comments to notes so I can keep up with this because now I want to write this story. Is the devil big guy really a little old lady? Yes! Yes, that would be perfect. Dedication has to be to everyone whose mother wronged them with the most ferocious offense. What happens when they hear a doorbell? Oh my god. All right, it's official. When I finish writing this story, I'm going to be writing another Hellhound story. Apparently with a warlock. All hell breaks loose. Devil is a grandmother with Afghans and shawls knit from the ankle tendons of those who wronged her. All I can picture now is this little old lady sitting in a rocking chair, surrounded by sleeping Chihuahua hellhounds, and all of a sudden the doorbell rings and someone coming to hell, the soul that needs to be put wherever it's going to go. And all the Chihuahuas at once stand up and start growling and barking at the door. Little red glowing eyes and sharp little needle teeth. That's all I can picture now. God's ex-wife. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be writing two different kinds of hellhound stories from opposite ends of the spectrum. God's mother-in-law. All right. The only thing worse than an ex-wife is a mother-in-law. Not the mother-in-law. God is the daughter-in-law. Oh God. All right, let's go ahead and do another sprint. Oh, for those of you who are joining, what are you guys working on today? I don't know how many more sprints we're going to do. At least one, maybe two, maybe more. I do have to cut this off exactly at 3. I cannot stay any later than 3 because I got to drive back into town to pick everyone up. So that's fun. But for our 4th sprint, here is our writing prompt for anyone who wants to use it. You do not have to. And it says, there were not enough ostriches to make the king and queen smile. That is your prompt if you want to use it, should you choose. And yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let us know how you did, what you did in the comments. I managed to get a lot of words, and I hung out with the dogs a little bit while they were running around outside. And then I had to let them in because they wanted to be let in. Sorry, I had to finish the sentence. I thought I had finished it and I hadn't. Okay, there we go. I wrote 654 words, finished this chapter, which means I just have the epilogue left. As I mentioned at the very beginning of this stream, I'm going to possibly write a first draft because I have an inkling of idea for the epilogue, but normally I would probably skip it because until I wrote the next story so that I don't have to completely rewrite the epilogue, which I may still do. I'll decide on the next branch. For now, let me put this in my word count tracker. Let's see. What did I say? I already forgot. 654. There we go. So I've written 1,800 words, over 1,800 words today. I have finished this except for the epilogue. I'm still debating whether or not I actually want to write an epilogue or not. 11,539. My numbers don't seem right. They're right, though. Okay, cool. It feels like there should be more. All right, let's see how you guys did. Let's see. Scrolling up. Oh, I also translated a lot of the comments to a brainstorming thing to get me the story idea for the Chihuahua demons that I can use later. Oh my goodness. Scrolling back up. Gwenna called Eva a genius, which I absolutely agree with. Okay, there we go. Laura said, prompt me. Catpaw asked how the interview went. It went good. I was basically told that I probably have the job. It's just a matter of what position they want to put me in because they've got 2 that are already open. They have one for the breakfast area and one for housekeeping. But I have it on the down low that another position will be opening up in laundry as well. So it's very possible, depending on when they decide to hire me, that I might be working in laundry too. And a lot of the housekeepers work in laundry as well. Like they cross between the 2 just because laundry gets so overwhelmed sometimes. So that's a possibility as well. But I'm pretty certain I have the job is basically what it comes down to. It's just a matter of getting that call back to find out when I start. Gwenna said, yeah, obviously there aren't enough ostriches. The hellhound chihuahuas ate them. Oh my goodness. Feathers everywhere. The ostriches were the angels from Laura. Gwenna says, violent, moody, with a crow that puts the fear of God in you. Ostriches equal. Angels accepted into the candle. Yep. Angels blood. Oh my goodness. JC says, I see I missed the chat break. I adore you too, Gwenna. Aw. Eva says the hellhound's favorite food is the ostrich egg for sure. They eat they eat them in one bite, then roll around. Laura says, I'm falling asleep, nap time. Oh, have a good night, Laura. I'm sorry I missed you before you took off. Eva and Gwenna also saying good night. Gwen says, I finally finished the math homework, going to go get a pedicure, a very rare treat for me as my little reward for making it through the worst of life stress lately. Congratulations on making it through life stress. Go enjoy your pedicure. I told my husband a couple months ago that the only thing I wanted for my birthday, which is next Monday, was a pedicure. And I don't think that's going to happen because this was said before I left my job, and pedicures are expensive, but also a rare treat for me as well. I still might go get one. I still might say if they tell me that I'm going to start on Tuesday. I did tell them I was like, the final question was when could you start, and I did tell them I can't start on Monday because I didn't even mention the fact that it's my birthday because it doesn't matter. That's not even the point. I have a dentist appointment on Monday, and they already warned me at the dentist office that my face is going to be like swollen, and I was like, I'd rather not start on a day like that. So Tuesday. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, if they call me back and say, here's your start date, I might still go get a pedicure just because why the fuck not? My hands are also destroyed from being nervous and stuff like that. I've been picking at the skin around my nails, so they look awful. So it might be a pedicure slash manicure just to get my nails done and say that I did, kind of thing. We'll see. We'll see. As long as I've got some kind of cash coming in, I don't mind spending that kind of money on me. But until I get a job, until they have given me an official start date, I won't say that I actually have the job. I'll say the probability of me having a job is high, but until they call me back and they're like, "This is your start date," I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Lainey said, "I got 440. Need more coffee." Fair enough. I had coffee earlier. Oh, that was what I was gonna say. Let's see. Where I have a list going of coffee drinks I need to try thanks to people in the comments. I don't remember who told me these 2 drinks. So, the ones I've tried recently, because I'm not a coffee drinker, but I am trying to find a coffee drink I'm willing to drink, especially when it's, like, cold and I want something other than hot chocolate. So, I've tried mocha with extra chocolate drizzle, my favorite by far so far, and today I tried the white chocolate mocha with brown sugar syrup. Not my favorite, but not bad. It didn't taste bitter or disgusting to me, so that's a high contender as well. The next time I get a coffee from this particular coffee shop, I'm gonna try the caramel chai with almond milk and caramel drizzle. I don't know who was the one that told me to try either one of those drinks. I just remember that someone in my live stream told me to try those 2, the white chocolate mocha with brown sugar syrup and the caramel chai with almond milk and caramel drizzle. So the caramel chai is the one I'm gonna try next. So yeah, I have tried coffee. This is like my 4th or 5th time, and I started keeping a list. There was one that I tried that I didn't like the taste of when it was hot, but the moment it went down to room temperature, I don't know what the difference was. It just tasted better. I think it was because the whipped cream in it mixed in better. But I don't remember the name of it. I just remember it had Hawaiian in the name. The next time I go to the shop, I'll have to ask them what it was. It was one they recommended. They were like, if you're looking for something sweet, this one is sweet. And it wasn't bad. Not my favorite, not bad. So far, my favorite has been the mocha with extra chocolate drizzle. But I've only tried like 4 different drinks. So, yeah. Cat Paw is clapping. Thank you, thank you. Lainey said, congrats on the job. Beth said, read through 2.5 chapters, doing edits and adding in things where I see gaps. Nice. JC said, that sprint, I got myself together and got coffee. That's important. Now I'm getting ready to post my blog and schedule my newsletter. Have I? Did I? I did do a newsletter. I keep forgetting that I actually did do a newsletter this month. I've done 3 this year. Come on, Skye, get your shit together. Get your brain together. Pick it up off the ground. Do. Put it back in your head. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry. Skye, it's your birthday. You deserve to treat yourself. Well, thank you. But I also got to be financially responsible. And until I have a job, we're running off of 1 paycheck. And that's not enough to pay all of our bills. So, and get gas and groceries. Like, it's enough to pay our bills, but it's not enough to pay bills, gas, and groceries. So I've got to limit what I'm allowed to do until I have another paycheck coming in. That's the problem. And JC said, I'm sorry, did you just say you had coffee? Why, yes, I did. I am trying different coffee drinks. It's going kind of okay. White chocolate mocha with brown sugar syrup was me. I told you that one. Okay, cool. Thank you. Let me put your name next to it so I know who told me to try it. I really wish I could remember who told me to try the other one, the caramel chai. And the caramel macchiato. Don't know who told me to try those 2. The mocha with extra chocolate was when I went and said, hey, I like chocolate. Do you have a coffee drink suggestion that has chocolate? So that was how I tried that one. That was their suggestion. JC said, I'll take that as a win that you said it wasn't that bad. It wasn't. Not my favorite, but I'm also, again, not a coffee drinker, so anything that I am willing to drink. The one I tried right before I started leaving my list was some kind of latte. It was a white chocolate latte, I think. And I did not like it. I ended up giving that one to my husband. Everything else I've tried, I've at least finished. That was the first one where I tried it, didn't like it, and said I couldn't finish it, and gave it to Justin. So, and Justin does drink coffee when it's cold outside. That's the only time. That was an interesting song. Thank you. That's fair. You know, this coffee taste testing would be video content. I didn't even think of that, JC. So, mm, I'll have to reenact stuff. I'll have to. I can actually do that because I can try it at a different coffee shop. All of the coffees I've tried so far have been from the same coffee shop, but there's two other coffee shops in town. So I can try them at the other coffee shops and compare them and see if maybe I like this coffee at this shop, but I don't like it at this one. And then I like this coffee at this shop, but I don't like it at this one. I could do something like that. Beth says chai can be risky. If you've never had chai, I'd be prepared for strong spicy flavors. Ooh, I like spicy flavors. Ooh, that could get interesting in a good way or a bad way. It could go either way. I'm here for it either way. Oh, I don't know. I'm having an adventure basically where coffee drinks are concerned. If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments and I will add them to my list. Oh. Oh. JC says yes, and you could also write at those coffee shops too. Again, video content. The one I can't. It's literally like a drive-through with two windows, and that's it. The one I've been getting the coffees from, um, it's a little hut that's barely big enough for two people to work inside, and they've got one person at each window working. Sometimes there's only one person working both windows. Let me see. She's got a Facebook face. What was today's drink, actually, now that I think about it? They call it a coffee hut. And today's drink suggestion was the Nutty Irishman, which is what my husband gets. It's hazelnut ice cream and vanilla, which isn't bad either. That's one I've also tried, and I like. That's one I've tried both hot and cold, and it's actually one I prefer cold when I do get it. I think he does prefer it cold too. Oh, here's a picture. Can I make this? There we go. Give me a second and I will share this screen to show what the picture of the coffee shop looks like. The one I've been going to. Can I just share this tab instead? There we go. So it's literally a little hut. It's not that big. And she's at one of the two drive-through windows. They're literally facing each other. So that's the coffee shop I've been going to. So no writing can be done at that one, but the other one is the other two that are in town. One is actually a bakery that also serves coffee drinks, and then the other one is a coffee shop that also has like a little. It's not a convenience store. What's the little specialty shops called when they're like part of a coffee shop? I don't even remember. I don't remember what it's called. But it's like coffee shop, and then there's this little store you could tool around with inside too. Cat Paw says chai warms you up and a treat if you're cold. Fair, yes. Personally love chai. Just want you to be prepared. There's a lot of spice variation in chai from Beth. Okay. And JC said, okay, got you. And JC said, see how I would adjust for that is I would park in a parking spot as I try my new coffee drink and squeeze in 20 minutes of writing. Fair, that would work. I like chai tea, but not chai in my coffee drinks. And Beth said, such a cute coffee spot. And JC also said that's cute, right? Like it's adorable. And fun fact, I did not realize this until recently. She actually stopped me. My truck is very distinct in town because it's got some horse decals on it. And she actually stopped me one day as I was waiting for my coffee. And she was like, are you related to XYZ? And I was like, no, I don't know who that person is. And she was like, isn't that their truck? And I was like, actually, no, this truck used to belong to my grandmother. And she was like, who's your grandmother? And so I told her, and she was like, "Oh, I used to work for her." And then she was like, who is your mom? And so I told her, and she was like, I went to, she did not say I went to school with her, but she was like, I worked with her as well. I don't know why I was going to the school section because my mom did not go to school here. But it was really interesting because it was the first time I've met someone that my grandmother knew. Um, and had worked with her, who my grandmother remembered, who remembered my grandmother, I should say, and had worked with her, and that was interesting. And now she greets me, she's like, "Hi," and she says granddaughter, talking about my grandmother's name, and I'm like, "Hi." It's just really cute because there's very few people that seem to remember my grandmother, who was a manager at the town pump for, like, 15 years before she retired, but she retired in, like, I wanna say 10 years before she passed, and so a lot of people don't remember her, plus the ones who do, there's either people who don't remember her or don't remember her fondly, because my grandmother was very much a hard ass. She was very like, "You will do this, this, and this in the time you're supposed to do it." She was very strict, um, and very to the point. And so, like, those who remember her, and she did not put up with, like, laziness at all. If you were there to work, you would work. You would work until there was she was very much the kind of person that if you have time to lean, you have time to clean kind of thing. Very much a hard ass, very strict. And so that's the way a lot of people who do remember her as. And so they don't remember her fondly. And that's if they remember her at all. So it's been interesting when I do meet someone who remembers her and actually tells me good things about her, that I'm just like, "Oh, that's cool," because I don't know much about my grandmother. There are That's pretty much the extent of my knowledge about her that I have been able to glean after the effect, because I don't have a lot of memories with my grandmother, because I was too young the last time I really saw her. And then, um, the one thing that I'm pretty certain of, but have no actual proof of, just based on the ideals of a lot of people in this town, welcome to small western towns, is I'm pretty certain, based on some of the facts I've gotten from people, that my grandmother would be very, very racist, which is a fun fact to live with. I will say that my sister never did, when my sister visited my grandmother like 3 years in a row, and never once did she entertain the idea of bringing her then boyfriend, now husband, with her. Um, and I've never gotten the full reason why, but I'm pretty certain that's the reason why. So fun fact there. Pretty certain my grandmother was very racist. Fun fact. Ugh. But only towards a specific dynamic, because she was very much into Native American lore and very much involved with Native American um, culture, and she actually supported a lot of the um, Native American reservations that are around this area. So very interesting and weird, strange woman, basically, is what it comes down to. And JC says, "Oh wow, that's a small world after all." It is. It is. It's always lovely when I find people who remember her and actually remember her fondly, because I don't get a lot of that. Why is my phone being weird? Sorry, got distracted. Okay. But yeah. All right. With that said, we're going to do at least one more sprint, and that will probably be our last one because I do have to hop off here at 3. There it goes. Okay. For a second there, I thought when my computer froze. It did not. Okay. So, sprint. Hello, Ha W. With respect, this is silly. Those who really want to read a book, read a book. They don't start YouTube Live. We're not reading. We're writing. and you don't have to like it. If this is not the stream for you, you do not have to stick around. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. With that said, I'm going to go back to writing the book I want to write, and I'm going to finish it up. Actually, I did finish up. I'm going to go ahead and just skip doing the epilogue for right now. I will do that later. And I'm going to write a different story instead, or brainstorm a different story instead. So, last sprint for the day, and then we're going to hop off of here, probably. Probably. But yeah, let's do this. And this prompt is straight up from the conversation we've been having about the chihuahuas being demons. And yeah, we're going to do our last 30-minute sprint starting in, well, let me put the prompt up. So the prompt says, the little ankle biters? Yeah, they're hellhounds. So that is our prompt for anyone who wants to write but doesn't know what they want to write about. Is strictly based off of everything we've been talking about as far as hellhounds and chihuahuas go. Totally stole it from that. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let us know what you did, how you did in the comments. I did a little bit of brainstorming. I ate a muffin, and yeah. My computer has at least lasted until this point. It's sitting at 9%. It's draining faster for some reason I can't figure out. I don't know what's going on. There must be something running in the background that I don't understand and haven't caught up to yet. I'll have to figure it out. But I was brainstorming a story idea, and access, that's the word. I ended up with trying to find a word. I was like, I know the word starts with A, and I started going through a whole bunch of A words. Obtain just but that's not the point. Like achieved, and I was like, none of these are the word I'm looking for, and I just could not get to the word I was looking for. I finally figured it out. Accessed. Talking about something that can only be accessed one way. Why is my computer doing this? No. What the heck? What is going on? It still says I'm sharing something. Give me a second. I'm fighting with my computer. And it's being a brat. All right. What happens if I share this? Oh, well, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what's going on. It's acting like I'm still sharing a page when I'm not. Oh, well. It's just going to have to be half screen. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, it's not the first time it's done this. But yeah, that's what I did during that sprint. JC said, love the prompt. Sade joined us and said, what are you doing? What are we doing here? And Cat Paw answered them saying writing sprints. We were doing the last writing sprint of this stream today. Lainey got 903 words. That is amazing. Congrats. Hold on. I have something for you. Let me see if it'll let me do this. There we go. Yay. Confetti. Woo. Did all the things. Okay. Because that is awesome. JC said, do you know the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! Yes, I know the Muffin Man. The one who lives on Drury Lane? Well, she's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man! Sorry, I don't know why, but anytime I see that now, that whole scene plays in my head from Shrek. I love it. Beth said, got through a few more chapters. I should be able to finish this up tomorrow. Yay! We are here for that. I love it when we can finish stuff. I might still finish the epilogue of this story at some point today. I do need to finish editing a video, and I've got a project that I was supposed to finish formatting yesterday that I did not. And I'm starting to feel sick, and I don't know if it's because of the fact that of the weather, or if it's the fact that I'm streaming and talking constantly. All I know is my throat is really hurting. But yeah. I have been enjoying the daily streams. I love doing daily streams. I think my body hates daily streams, but I'm going to blame the weather either way. But yeah, final comments before we wrap this up, because I do have to be off here so I can leave around 3. And Laura said, JC was laughing at me. Laura said, I totally napped and came back to the Muffin Man. You're welcome, Laura, for the entertainment. Elaine said, thank you for the sprints. JC said, I'm almost finished scheduling my newsletter. All right, that is what I see of the chat. I will be back tomorrow for more sprints. Hopefully my throat is feeling a little better. I got to go guzzle down some honey. I think it could be the second one, to be honest. Probably. I don't know. I'm going to blame the weather, even if it's not true. But yeah, we got 2 more days. Guess today's Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be streaming here. At the same time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday, we're supposed to be doing a 12-hour marathon, but my kiddo also has prom. What I'm probably going to do is, since she only needs me to be a chauffeur, I will probably just set a longer timer for that one. And I will just have my camera turned off and let it run because I only have to drive her places. So Saturday should be pretty easy because she doesn't want me around. So, and that's fine. It's fine. She doesn't love me. So yeah, it's all good. It'll be fun. Let's see. Final. It's the final countdown. Andrea says, I've been here in spirit. Thanks for the stream. Laura said it's the final brain cell. It's the final brain cell. And it's split and shared between two entities. Yes, Laura. Thank you for the confetti from Lainey. You're welcome. Very much so. JC said, thank you for the sprints. All right. I am going to go ahead and cut us off here. It hurts when they get to that stage, Skye, I understand. But it's all good. She's grown up, and it's her first time going to prom, and she's only a freshman, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've got 4 more years of this to look forward to, or 3 more years, 4 more years of this to look forward to. So, anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll have official news about a job then. We'll see. Not gonna lie, I'm hoping to get a call later today. But we'll see. Anyways, thank you all for joining me. I'm gonna go ahead and end this here before I get chatting more. So I will see everyone tomorrow. Bye, everyone.